Greetings, Uncle Travelling Matt here. It's not the end of another day in India, it's actually about midway through the next day, but I didn't do one last night, so I'm doing it now. And as you can see, I'm at the cricket again. Very little to talk about yesterday. Went to the cricket, and that was more or less it. As far as the cricket went, absolutely disastrous day for England. They were appalling. India scored a lot of runs, but I quite enjoyed it because we've got the scenery, nice atmosphere, chatting to people, just friendly. And what it made me think about is, you know, a lot of people when they go on a tour and it's quite exhausting. You have a beach day at the end, and I've not really done beaches that much, but I see this cricket as more or less like my beach days. It's those days where you're not being hassled, you just sit there, chill out in the sunshine and enjoy yourself. And so I don't really care about the result that much. I did actually leave a little bit early though, and that's because Will, the day before, had recommended going to the Tibet Museum. And I thought, well, if I don't do it yesterday, I'm not going to have a chance to do it. So I left about 3 o'clock, took a taxi up there. It's below McLeod but above Dharamshala. And do you know what? It was absolutely incredible. It was a really good, well put together, well curated museum. Only 20 rupees to get in. Telling the story of the history of Tibet, the history of the Chinese invasion and the resistance to the Chinese, and then of course the Tibetan government in exile. Big section on the Dalai Lama, of course, lives up the road. I thought he was ahead of the Tibetan government in exile. He isn't. There is actually a democratic parliament. And I think it said there's about 100,000 Tibetans in Dharamshala, and there's about 200,000 outside of Tibet. Not a lot, but then there's only 6 million Tibetans altogether. And of course, what they're worried about is their culture being extinguished because the Chinese are moving vast quantities of Chinese settlers in, so they're going to be a minority in their own country, which is very sad. Conversely, I can't see any way to change the situation. I do work with Hong Kongers, and I think their cause is very righteous, but I can't see anything that the British government could do or that they can do could change the mind of the Chinese Communist Party. Of course, I might be wrong. I mean, apartheid fell and other things have fallen, but realistically, I think what the Dalai Lama is concentrating on, which is preserving Tibetan culture, is right, because getting back an independent country or even proper autonomy, I think is as things stand, certainly with Xi Jinping, not going to happen. So that was that. In the evening, I went to the bakery again, the Vinod's Bakery. Absolutely wonderful place that. Had some momos and the what's it called, cedar, is it, the local dish? Much better than the one I had in the stadium. And and then I met the guy from Coventry. He's an Indian guy and his mate, and I met him the day before, but he'd studied at Coventry University, and we'd agreed to meet up, and he turned up, and we had a good chat. It was enjoyable. I had a great time. And when the sun was setting, the mountains took this gorgeous shade of pink. I think photographers call it the golden hour, and it was absolutely unreal. It was wonderful. This is a fantastic place, and looking into Himachal Pradesh, there's actually a lot to see here, and I could see me coming back one day. But in the meantime, this is it from Himachal Pradesh. So I'm at the cricket today. I've got a train at 9 o'clock tonight, so I'm leaving here from my hotel at 5:30. So I'll probably stay in the cricket till about 4:30ish, and then might be over by then. We're 5 down already, and still about 160 off the target. It's not been good. Anyway, so me, Uncle Travelling Matt. Keep travelling.